Hey everyone, welcome back to Talk Leo. I'm Leo, and we are back with another episode of our Getting There playlist. Last episode we covered two and enough. Today, two more tiny words that cause a lot of confusion, since and for.
And I'm Gisele. Hi, everyone. Since and for both used to talk about time, both incredibly common, and both regularly mixed up by learners at every level. Today, we fix that.
I've lived here for 3 years. I've lived here since 2021. Both sentences are correct. Both talk about duration, but they work in completely different ways. And by the end of today, you'll know exactly why.
Let's go.
Let's go! Okay, let's start with the core difference. And it's actually very simple once you see it.
For is used with a period of time, a duration, a length, how long something has been happening. For 3 years, for 2 hours, for a week, for a long time. You're measuring the amount of time.
Since is used with a point in time, a specific moment when something started. Since 2021, since Monday, since last summer, since we met. You're identifying the starting point.
So for answers the question, how long? And since answers the question, since when? Or from what point?
Let's make it visual. Imagine a timeline. There's a dot, a starting point, and there's a line stretching from that dot to now. Since points to the dot, the starting point. For measures the length of the line, the duration.
I've been working here since January. January is the dot, the starting point. I've been working here for 6 months. 6 months is the length of the line, the duration.
Same situation, same timeline. But since gives you the starting point and for gives you the length.
And both are correct. Both are natural. You choose which one based on the information you want to give.
Now let's talk about for in more detail. Because for can be used with many different tenses, not just the present perfect.
Right. For with past simple, I lived in London for 3 years. I lived there and I don't anymore. The period is over. She worked there for a decade. Finished.
For with present perfect. I have lived here for 3 years. I still live here. The period is ongoing. This is the most common combination with for.
For with future. I'll be away for 2 weeks. The future duration. The meeting will last for an hour. How long something will take.
So for itself doesn't tell you if something is finished or ongoing. The tense does that, work. For just measures the duration.
And for with common time expressions. For a minute, for hours, for days, for weeks, for months, for years, for ages, for a long time, for a while. All very natural, all very common.
I haven't seen her for ages. We talked for hours. Can you wait for a minute? I've been trying to reach you for days, all using for with a duration. Now since in more detail. Since is almost always used with perfect tenses, present perfect or past perfect, because you're talking about something that started at a point in the past and connects to now or to another point in time.
Present perfect with since. I have lived here since 2019. Started in 2019, still happening now. She has been sick since Monday. Started Monday, still sick now. The connection to the present is always there.
Past perfect with since. She had been waiting since morning. She started waiting in the morning and was still waiting at some point in the past. The connection is to an earlier past moment.
And since can be followed by a specific year. Since 2020. A specific date. Since the 5th of March. A day. Since Tuesday. A season. Since last winter. An event. Since we moved. A time. Since this morning.
Any specific point in time that marks a beginning. Since I was a child. Since the beginning of the year. Since the last time we spoke. All specific starting points.
And since can also be used as a conjunction, connecting two clauses. I haven't slept well since I started this new project. Things have changed a lot since we last met. She's been different since that conversation.
That since as a conjunction is very powerful and very natural. It links a change or ongoing situation to its starting point in one smooth sentence. Let's also talk about a common mistake, using since with a duration instead of for.
This happens a lot. I have been here since 3 years. Wrong. 3 years is a duration, not a point in time. It should be for 3 years.
The test is simple. Is it a specific point in time? Since. Is it a length of time? For. Since last Tuesday, specific point. For a week, length of time.
And another common mistake, using for with a starting point. I have lived here for 2019. Wrong. 2019 is a point in time, not a duration. It should be since 2019.
So when in doubt, ask yourself, am I giving a point or a period? Point, since. Period, for. That question will save you every time. Let's also quickly cover how long, because this is the question that typically triggers since and for in answers.
How long have you been learning English? For about 2 years. Duration. How long have you been living in this city? Since I was 18. Starting point.
How long have you known her? For most of my life. How long has he been working there? Since last spring. Natural flowing answers.
And sometimes you can answer with both, giving more information. I've been living here for 5 years, since I finished university. The for gives the duration. The since gives the starting point.
That combination, for plus since, is very natural in spoken English. You answer the question and then add context. Very conversational. Okay, 3 conversations, all naturally using since and for in real situations.
Ready.
Hey Gisele, how long have you been living in your current place?
For about 2 years now, since I moved back from abroad, actually. It feels like home already.
Do you like the neighborhood?
I love it. I've been going to the same coffee shop since I arrived. It's become a bit of a ritual.
That's nice. I've been looking for a new apartment for a while now. It's been quite stressful.
Oh, how long have you been searching?
For about 3 months, since the beginning of the year. I thought it would be easy, but the market is really competitive right now.
3 months is a long time to be searching. Have you found anything promising?
A few places, but nothing that felt right. I've been staying with a friend since my lease ended, and I'm starting to feel a bit guilty about it.
I'm sure your friend doesn't mind, but I hope you find something soon. How long have you known this friend?
Since university. We've been close for over 10 years, so it's fine, but I still want my own space back.
Of course. I'll keep my eyes open for you. Leo, can I ask, how long have you been speaking English?
My whole life. I'm American. But how long have I been really thinking about how I speak English? Since I started doing this show, honestly.
That's a great answer. And how long have we been doing Talk Leo now?
For a while now. And it's changed the way I listen to language. Since we started, I notice grammar and vocabulary in a completely different way.
Same for me. I've been more aware of British and American differences since we did that episode on it.
And I've been much more careful about pronunciation since the episode on common mistakes. I catch myself sometimes.
That's the sign of real growth. When you start monitoring yourself naturally, not because you're forcing it, but because your ear has developed.
How long have you been interested in language learning, Gisele? Was it always a passion?
Since I was quite young, actually, I've been fascinated by the way different languages shape the way people think, for as long as I can remember.
That's beautiful. And it shows in every episode. Have you heard from Marco since the conference?
Actually, yes. We've been emailing each other since we got back. He has some really interesting ideas for the project.
Oh, good. I've been thinking about that project for weeks. I have some thoughts I'd like to share.
You should reach out to him. He's been waiting for more input since he sent the initial proposal.
I'll do that today. How long has he been working on this idea?
For quite a while, apparently. Since before we even met him. It's something he's been developing for years.
That's impressive. You can tell the depth of it. It shows years of thinking.
It really does. And he's been remarkably patient. He's been waiting for the right collaborators since the beginning.
Well, I think we might be those collaborators. I've had a good feeling about this since day one.
Me too. Let's make it happen.
Okay, let's wrap up. Today we sorted out since and for, two of the most important time words in English.
For is used with a period of time, a duration. How long something has been happening. For 3 years, for 2 hours, for a long time, for ages.
Since is used with a point in time, a specific starting moment. Since 2020, since Monday, since we met, since the beginning of the year.
The test. Am I giving a point or a period? Point. Since. Period. For. Simple. Reliable. Always works.
And both can appear together. For 5 years since I finished university, giving both the duration and the starting point. Very natural in conversation.
And remember, since almost always appears with perfect tenses. Present perfect or past perfect, because it connects the past to now or to another point in time.
Practice this week. Think about something important in your life, a relationship, a job, a place you live, a habit. How long have you had it? Since when? For how long? Answer in English.
And next episode, we are diving into the present perfect, the tense that connects the past to the present, the tense that uses since and for the most. It's going to be a big one.
See you next time.
See you soon.
Peace.